Welcome everybody to the sixth Tribal Council of Spellbound Survivor Dungeon Crawler. My first question goes to Jeremy. Jeremy, this is your first Tribal Council of the whole season. You've been able to evade it up until this point. Finally, have to play the game you signed up for. How does it feel?
I feel like it's as if I'm walking through a door and I have to play some kind of playing card to get out of this tribal council.
Okay, so Brian, this is the next question
Like, is
goes
something gonna
over.
happen? Like,
I suggest finding two random things and just keep punishing the entire time.
good idea. Good idea.
All right, Brian, my next question goes over to you. Well, of course, we all know that after this tribal council, whomever gets booted will be replaced with J1. Has there been any talks like how do we adjust? How do we adapt? Does that change the tribe dynamics in any meaningful way? Has there been any consideration of that?
Yeah, I mean, no, knowing that that's a factor, something that's like discussed. I feel like we're all focused on like this tribal now, and I think only me, Mikey, and Kevin have played with Jay, so there are like some questions about, oh, what's he like, blah blah blah, but nothing like, at least to my knowledge, that I was more focused on this. So I hope I make it through so that I can see what was up on his little vacation. But yeah.
Yeah, so many things kind of happened that weren't particularly expected. Kevin, it seemed like a vast majority of the cast was suspecting 13 to be a merge rather than it being a third swap, another swap, someone going on to exile. So did you, okay, I'll ask it from your personal perspective. Were you expecting a merge? And because it being a swap, did you have to readjust your thought process? Like, oh no, we're not a merge yet. I got to stop thinking that it's that.
Well, first off, EXO for life. I suspect you're going to be seeing this hat a lot. You two know why, but yeah. Anyway, but yeah. In terms of the overall, in terms of like the overall, announcement. Yeah, I mean, I think the general consensus was that we probably were heading into a merge. It just kind of made sense to me. It was going to be at 13. It didn't really make sense to swap us again, but I mean, you guys are crazy and you've done a lot of crack shit before, so I'm not surprised. We did this on my OG season, so I should have suspected there was going to be another swap in there, but I just thought, okay, 13 probably an emerge, but we're in a swap. Suspect we're going to be here for a couple more rounds and then hopefully emerge, but who fucking knows at this point? Maybe you're going to merge us at final nine. I don't even know. I honestly don't know. If you do that, you guys are fucking insane. I already knew you were fucking insane, but that would be another level of fuckery that I wouldn't even be prepared for at that point. But if we are here, but we're here for now, and we're chilling. I think Survivor is all about adaptability and things like that, and preparing yourself for every possible option. And sometimes there's that one option you did not expect, and that's the one that we are in.
All right, Jeremy, next question goes over to you. Kevin kind of brings an interesting point. Like, we're here now. We're in this moment. And some people play as though they're just in this moment. They just go into this tribal council. Um, all the days following this point are irrelevant if we don't survive tonight. So let's make it here first and then plan out ahead. How do you balance thinking of the short-term benefits of making a specific move versus the long-term benefits of making a move?
Sometimes I just wish I had whiteout for my votes in the past so I could go back and change them. Because often we will end up wanting to cover ourselves in a blanket because we made the wrong decisions, but you just have to make the best decision at that point in time.
And Brian, there's with this being a second swap, all these connections and relationships are now it's like this messed up intertangled web with everybody having interacted with a good chunk of the cast. This person swapped with this person was on this person's OG tribe. So now it's muddier than before knowing who's good with or who's connected with who. So are we in for a hectic next few rounds because people each have their own agendas and their cards close to their chest?
Yeah, I mean, there are so many connections that have been created now that you have to think about that constantly and like kind of figure out what do people value most. Is it the any like initial bonds they've made? Is it the most recent bonds they've made? And then you have to figure out why those are the bonds that they value most. Do they value more recent bonds because they're floppy, or do they value initial bonds because they don't want to play and they just want to like do whatever? Or is it somewhere in between where you're actively being strategic about the choices you make?
And my last question of the formal questionnaire goes to Kevin. Um, of course, we've had the shop going on for quite some time now. You guys are getting adjusted to these twists, regularly getting coins, regularly engaging in boss battles and shops, and all those things have been constant presences in this game. Um, are we going to see more things coming out from the shop like now, especially when you guys could hypothetically be so close to merge this jury, like this milestone that a lot of people strive for? Or
I mean, I
you
think it's
think
pretty inevitable that there's going to be at least like a couple things that are going to come out. We have not had access to the shop for a few days now, as you mentioned. So I feel like a lot of people are going to want to try to see, like, hey, is there something else that I can get real quick just to like get their hands on it, just to like kind of see what's there. I'm still of the mindset that there's stuff that we haven't seen yet that's still hidden, but that remains to be seen. So I think either way, yes, we're going to see some stuff found. I think this cast is pretty savvy when it comes to finding stuff. I mean, most of the stuff is already gone. And I suspect that the things that aren't gone are probably going to be gone the time you open things up. So yeah, I'm expecting X's everywhere, pretty much. Just like XO. Love XO.
love XO? With that being said, that concludes the formal questionnaire of Tribal Council. And then I would just be asking, not necessarily rapid fire questions, but just raise your hand if what I say is applicable to you. Raise your hand if you think you know what's going on tonight. You know who's going home. You feel confident in the plan that was told to you tonight, and you think that you're in the know. All right, then we got some different answers. One more confident than the others. One more uncertain, and one. Raise your hand if you think you're going to be catching votes tonight. Votes plural. Multiple people are going to be voting you. Maybe even catching a hinky vote somewhere in there. That's a possibility. I may get one vote for no reason at all. All right. Raise your hand if you think you're going home. Something about the ambiance of the tribe. It's weird. It's eerie. It's questionable. You think you're in danger tonight. That ends your time here in Spellbound.
I'm at home, Jacob.
Well, you're going, staying home, I guess. And raise your hand if you think anything from the shop is going to come up. I know I already asked Kevin that, but does anyone else think that maybe something from the shop is coming up? Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I have nothing else to announce before we get into the reading of the votes. So everyone go into their prod chats, cast their votes, change your votes, bump up your votes if you're already voted. I will be back with the reading of the votes.
I'll just take this time to shout out my prod guests, Jen and Mike. Love you guys, even though you need to talk more in there. Jesus Christ. You talk in there when I'm not doing confessionals, and then when I am, you're silent. What the fuck?
It's just a personal chat for them.
Honestly. No,
I need
literally,
to
I
invite my
played
mom.
I
Invite your
played
mom.
CBB. I played CBB, and Jen's in my chat like Kevin talk, and I wasn't talking much in there. And now I am talking in there, and they're both just quiet. Nothing. Nothing. But yeah, shout out to Brian's mom.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine explaining Discord to her.
The true MVP of this tribe. I'm sure she would have killed code names.
Yeah, actually, I think so.
Okay. That's what we needed. We needed Brian's mom.
Yeah. Is that an
Can,
advantage? That'd be
can we
exciting.
swap Bryant for his mom?
You can sub out you can sub out
Please.
yourself for your parents. Oh my
We
god.
will take that into
I
consideration.
don't know if I'm built for this stress.
I don't think you want my parents to replace me. I don't think that would go. My mom would have no idea what's going on, and my dad would get himself canceled.
I mean, I was gonna make a joke when it was on your mom, but once you said the get yourself canceled part, it ruined my joke. Your mom would have no idea what's going on. Oh, so same as you. Good.
Exactly. In terms of
uh,
technology, she wouldn't know what's going on. Not very
fair,
tech
fair.
savvy.
So me. So it'd be a replacement for
Basically, yeah.
me. Got it. Yes. Okay.
Which I
What
don't
if
know.
we
Would she be
just
having as
merge?
egregious mic issues as you were yesterday?
I don't know.
What if we just merge and we get there and it's just our moms and the other tribe? Like, what the hell?
Mom Viber.
Presenting the mom tribe. So what they do is they do two tribes of moms, but they change the different things. One is like the mom tribe, and one is the mama tribe.
You just cast a certain number of older female players, certain
Exactly.
number of younger male players, and they're all paired off.
It's the org to end the
Everybody has to be a
orgs.
mom. A
I think
mom.
I think the org community might just combust, honestly,
Oh God.
after you do that. I don't know if we can come back from that.
So many people will vote out their moms.
Yeah. And then you got to make sure Sierra Easton's hosting it.
Yeah.
Just for that reason. Yeah. I haven't
My
even seen
my
that
mom would
season.
love to vote me out.
I'm sure.
Speaking of moms, I have the votes.
Oh,
Once the votes are read, this decision is final. The person just has a few moments to gather his, her, their belongings and get the fuck off my island. But first, if anybody has an idol or an advantage that they would like to play, now is the time to do so.
No one needs to be concerned. I just don't like having things in my pocket for too long, so I'm playing my legacy advantage.
All right then. This doohickey, that's just a fucking index card on my end because
I
I don't have
ran that
anything.
all the way to you wherever you live. They didn't
Yeah,
even see it.
yeah, word, what the fuck? It's actually crumpled up. I don't know if y'all noticed it. Yeah, it's actually like bent and folded and stuff like that. It definitely this is a legacy advantage that serves as a hidden immunity idol for this round. Any votes cast against Bryant will not count. Let's pretend like it flew away and it just hit my hat.
Oh,
But otherwise,
wow.
I have nothing. But I just want to say, is that the award that you gave out the other day, Bryant? Because that's what that looks like.
well, the window playing advantage has been closed. Like I said, once the decision is final, the person just has a few moments to get his or their belongings. Because I love saying this, I gotta say it again. Get the fuck off my island. First vote, Tommy. One vote, Tommy. Mikey. It's one vote, Tommy. One vote, Mikey. Kevin. We're at a tie. One vote, Tommy. One vote, Mikey. One vote, Kevin. Tommy. You have two votes, Tommy. One vote, Mikey. One vote, Kevin. Sixth player voted off of Spellbound Survivor Dungeon Crawler. Tommy. Tommy, that is three. And tonight, that is enough. Unfortunately, Tommy, you're not in attendance tonight. But again, thank you so much for returning back to Spellbound Survivor. We had you on last season. Sorry that you weren't able to achieve your goal. But again, it was a pleasure having you again on this cast. Fortunately, tribe has spoken. Au revoir.
Love
Now,
Tommy.
for you three, and Aaliyah and Mikey, who could not be in attendance, congratulations. You have now substituted Tommy for J1. I had prepared the one-on-ones for each of you guys for J1. I will be adding him in, and he will officially be a member of your tribe. Be on the lookout for an announcement tonight or tomorrow night about the challenge. Make sure you have some free time. You will not require any materials, but just be on the lookout. Make sure you're around. Best of luck, everyone.